What's going on YouTube? JT is Born here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Batman Superman World's Finest Annual 2024 review. That's right, the World's Finest Annual is here. This actually came out last week. I'm just kind of getting into it now. I kind of put it off to the side for a little bit, but this issue itself, written by Mark Waid and several other artists and writers worked on it. This is more of an anthology annual than anything else. We have 4 different storylines in this thing. The first one is focused on Mr. Mxyzptlk, Batmite, and various other DC superhero fifth dimensional imps. The second storyline, there is a one based on Metamorpho, which is kind of a follow-up to an earlier World's Finest arc. Then we have a Karen Starr Bumblebee storyline. And then lastly, we have a small story with the Challengers of the Unknown. So some of these are going to lead to things, and I think other bits may play factors later on in some other DC event, but I want to quickly talk about each one rather quickly, and then we'll go on from there. So like I said, the first one is set in the 5th dimension with the various fifth dimensional imps of the Justice League. Like you said, you got Batmite. I know we've had like Nightwing Mite or whatever, and we have Mr. Mxyzptlk, and he's trying to warn him about something, and none of these fifth dimensional imps can seem to agree on something, and then some sort of chaotic force kind of comes in and they have to flee, and this is going to pick up in some other thing. So first thing, written by Mark Waid. Second thing is the Metamorpho one, and this one I think was probably my favorite of the 4. It's Metamorpho, and he's trying to go solve something, but he also has to deal with his father-in-law, who's a real a-hole, and then he confronts his actual dad, and he's kind of put in a position where it's like, you have to choose between me or your girlfriend, and ultimately he kind of lets his one of his other family members kind of get away with taking something, but he also doesn't let the others know because he loves his girlfriend as well. And it's ultimately kind of a quick thing, wrapped itself up. Not sure where else they're going to take it from here, but like I said, it's him. Simon Stagg is just still kind of an a-hole, and Metamorpho still loves his girlfriend. Now, the third one is a Bumblebee-focused one, and this one's written by Stephanie Williams, and you have Rosie Campi is the artist. Now, this one is probably my second favorite right here, or second or third, I don't know, because I think the first 3 I liked. The fourth one with the Challengers of the Unknown is so quick and kind of like breezes by, and also I'm not as familiar with the Challengers of the Unknown as I am some of these other ones, so that's probably why I don't have as much of a connection. But it's basically her, and there's other people getting ripped off by some sort of company with prosthetic limbs, and they're just, you know how companies are. They manufacture faulty products, so then people have to spend more money on to get their new stuff, and it's a continuous cycle over and over again. And so it's about her kind of exposing these people for their criminal acts and bringing them to justice, and ultimately kind of being her out there. So like I said, it's a nice little storyline with her. It wraps itself up rather quickly. And then the final one is called Time Check. It is focused on the Challengers of the Unknown, and they're sent on some sort of mission with this robot and all that, and some weird, I guess, Cthulhian or H.P. Lovecraft type monsters show up and hopping through various dimensions. I mean, it's the Challengers of the Unknown. It's kind of like Doom Patrol. We're going to get some of the more wackier aspects of things. They mentioned how Batman asked them to kind of do this mission, which sometimes things are out of Batman's reach, and you got to send in these people, and some things happen. One of their members kind of disappears and then sort of kind of pops up at the end. Makes me wonder if it's going to lead to something else, or if this is just the start of another series, if you will, because there's a lot of stuff going on there. But I think the one that leaves the most intrigue is this threat going on with Mxyzptlk and the other fifth dimensional imps, because it does say it's going to be continued in World's Finest number 25. And as you know, in the current World's Finest stuff, we've been dealing with Darkseid, Magog, and all that other stuff. I'm curious to see how it's all going to kind of mesh together, if you will, with that. Are they going to change some of the aspects of Kingdom Come and all that? Like Darkseid was kind of present in that as well. It leaves a lot of questions, and I'm kind of excited to see where it goes from here. So now, if you wanted an annual that's just, I mean, this one's kind of interesting because there really isn't any focus on Batman and Superman in this annual. I mean, you have characters associated with them generally, but it's not really about them. This is kind of showcasing other characters, and there's some plot threads that are going to be followed up in the next main issue of World's Finest, because as you know, it was Darkseid and Magog and the Kingdom Come universe that we were last set foot in. But now it's going to go in, and we're going to see how like that's going to tie in, or this is going to tie into that. So I am curious to see where it goes from here. I mean, you have Mark Waid writing some stuff, and he's generally been pretty good at that. multiple artists on it. You get multiple different storylines and such. So if you like the anthology angle, I think this issue will be more up your alley. Some of the other issue or storylines, like I said, are generally fine. Challenges of the Unknown, I don't know as much about them, so I'm not really as invested or not really like as well versed within those characters. It just felt like it kind of went kind of quick, if you will. Maybe it'll follow up in something else. The Karen Star one wraps itself up in a nice, neat little bow. It only takes up a couple pages, and it's just her kind of being heroic and stopping some corrupt business people who are scamming vulnerable people. So I mean, you can't go wrong with that, I suppose. And then the Metamorpho one follows up the events of the World's Finest arc with him and the new Amazo and all that. Just kind of seeing where he's been up to with his girlfriend and dealing with Simon Stagg and all that other stuff. So you get that. But the one that obviously is going to have the most payoff probably is going to be the fifth dimensional imp stuff, because this just kind of happened here, and now they're going to be dimension hopping. Is it going to happen right when Darkseid shows up and Magog and all that? Are we going to send around? That has me intrigued to see where it could go from there. So, but yeah, like I said, a lot of different storylines, a lot of things, moving parts at once. So, I mean, it could be a lot, and some stories are kind of lesser than others. And a lot of that, like I said, has to do with my investment in things like Challengers of the Unknown, which I don't know quite as much about. So maybe if you're more of a fan, you'll get more into it. So they're more obscure characters within the DC universe. Obviously, they've appeared in things too. I think I've seen them appear in a couple animated adaptations of things and a few other DC stories here and there. But like I said, I'm not quite as familiar with the Challengers of the Unknown as I am some of the other stuff. So I like the fifth dimensional imp stuff. I always like Mixie's Pitalik and Batmite and all that, and the more wackier aspects of the DC universe in that regard. So yep, those are my quick thoughts on the annual. What did you think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Hit that bell for notifications. Sorry, this one's a bit late, but I'll be all caught up in time for new comic book day starting tomorrow. I have no idea what's coming out. I have to kind of check again, but hopefully some good stuff. It's the 1st of February. Fingers crossed we get some good stuff. So yeah, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.